What's going on, guys? It's Rest, and in today's video I wanted to go over the build I'm going to be taking into the Guardian Takedown. As you all know, the Takedown is coming on June 4th. It is right around the corner, and now I'm running this build because it is one of Amar's all-around best builds, and it is super effective and super fun. It can get you through anything in the game currently right now on Mayhem 10, and it's only going to get better when the update comes out because guns are getting scaled back to normal, and there's going to be new gear that could also improve this build. But if you would like to get the character or any of the gear, my save files are in my Discord channel. The link for the Discord is in the description. So if you're down with the build, enjoyed the video, found it helpful in any way, remember to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out and I truly appreciate it. But with all that being said, let's get right into the build. Alright, so starting off with gear, as you see for weapons, we're using all current Mayhem 10 drop weapons. Now, when the update comes out, all the old weapons will scale. So if you have some older things like hyper focuses, you can probably use that in this build. But for me, I'm going to go and using these, what I have currently equipped, to ensure that I'm going to get a max damage. Now, obviously, over time, we'll find out stuff that's probably better than all of these weapons. But for now, I'm going to be using the Caisson right here. The Caisson right is just a very good, solid SMG. As you see, I have an Anoint More Axe Gun. The next two magazines get 50% bonus corrosive damage, which is really, really good. And it's also a ×2 variant. The next, I have Reflux right here. Reflux is a very good clear weapon. It's pretty much just a better Brainstormer. And on Axe Gun, the next two magazines get bonus crowd damage. So we're going to be having a lot of elemental damage with this build. We're going to pretty much be doing all 5 elements with something like the Caisson right here when you have certain things working for you. Now, the Yellow Cake right here, we gain 300% weapon damage on enemies that are above 90% health. This is really good, and this is going to go away June 4th. This is only from the cartel event. As of right now, I have not heard any plans for them to keep these weapons in the game. I know everybody wants them to, but potentially this could go away on June 4th. So try to go and get this if you can, because it is insanely good. It is really, really good. I think we all know how good the Yellow Cake is at this point. But then I have a Monarch right here with, again, on accident, the next magazines bonus crowd damage. This is really, really good for just being up close with the bipod and just mowing down everything. It can straight up destroy a ton of things. So for the shield, I'm going to be running the Old God. As you see, I have 4 with every different ASC anoint on it. Now, right now I'm using corrosive because I did the takedown to get this gameplay. But if you want to run something like cryo and then have your grenade shock, you can do all 5 elements, because we're also going to be running infusion and then soulfire right here. And you can do all 5 elements with the Caisson. And it is really, really good. Now, for grenade, I just have It's Piss to apply debuffs. You can run whatever grenade you want to. I just like this one because you can apply a 20% debuff and it's really, really good. And those two compared together can straight up just destroy things. So you don't know what the Old God does. We're actually getting bonus damage to whatever our shield is resisting. So we're getting 20% bonus cryo damage on top of the 50% bonus we just get. Then also all the cryo anoints up here, where you get bonus cryo damage. It's really, really good. Now, next, I have a Phase Zerker right here, where we have 35% actual clear rate, minus 20% shield charge delay, and 51% dual weapon critical damage. This is really good for things like the Caisson and the Sandhawks over here. It's going to let you straight up just mob really easy and then also destroy bosses. But the 35% actual clear rate also helps out a little bit. And the shield charge delay doesn't really matter much, but it's there. Then I have a Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge, where basically when we shoot enemies, we gain damage. It stacks up. You get 105% damage the more you shoot an enemy. But this is also giving us 12% more fire rate and 50% more magazine size. And it's going to buff all these weapons out a lot. The fire rate magazine size really helps out something like the Monarch. And it is super, super fun. Now, as I said, I have these Sandhawks right here. One with the Phase Cast Anoint and one with the Axe Cut Anoint. The Phase Cast Anoint right here, this is really good for taking out things like Grave Ward. If you're trying to farm Grave Ward for weapons, since everything's going to be scaled again, this is going to be really, really good for that. And then the Sandhawk right here is pretty good for just generally everything, because it has a 100% damage ASC anoint on it. Now that is it for the gear. Now I'm going to be getting into the skill tree. So as I already said, we're taking 5 points in infusion. This is going to let us convert 40% of our damage to whatever element we're doing. Plus, it's also going to let us add an additional projectile if we have projectile weapons, which is really good. Now, like I said, we're going to be running Soulfire, so we can do all 5 elements with the Caisson and just destroy everything. Then 3 points of steady hands, so we can get 32% more handling, 31% more accuracy. It's generally just a very good skill for Amara. Having that handling and accuracy is always nice, and you got to get down to the bottom somehow. But then I have 2 points in Anima right here, which is getting buffed through with the class mod. I just need to get into the bottom, and Wildfire and Illuminate Fist really don't matter at all. But then 5 points in Tempest, so I get 30% bonus elemental damage and 20% bonus shock damage. We're doing every single element, so all the elements are doing more damage. Then we're putting 1 point in Dread, so we can get increased gun damage when we phase grass an enemy, and when we kill an enemy with our phase grass, we actually reload our gun, which is really, really good. and that extra damage we have is also very nice. Then 1 point deep well, so we get 20% more magazine size to our elemental weapons. As you saw, all our weapons are elemental, so it's just a nice 20% bonus magazine size. But then 3 points indiscriminate, so our bullets can ricochet, and we have our action skill up, our bullets ricochet even more. This is really, really good for ad clear. It's going to let you just ricochet bullets and kill everything. Then 5 points is sustainment, so 20% of our elemental damage dealt is actually healing us, and this is really good for survivability of this build. But then 1 point forceful expression, so we can get 18% bonus damage whatever we're doing as soul fire, which is incendiary damage. Now I have 3 points of personal space right here, so however close we are to an enemy, we get 36% bonus of that damage. Again, just another very good skill for Mara to put 3 points into. Then I have 1 point violent tapestry, so I can just effectively get rush stacks easier. Then 3 points of fast hands to get 19% more reload speed, 36% more weapon size speed, 36% more mode speed. All these are really good. The reload speed is nice. Obviously, swapping between all these weapons is really good. And on things like the Monarch, the mode switch speed is really good. But then 5 points to do harm. So our ties that bind that we're going to be running is going to do more damage to the chain targets. And we're going to be running stillness of mind as well. So those chain targets stay in the air a little bit longer. And stillness of mind does give minus 25% damage. But with all the skills we're running, that really doesn't matter and all the damage you're going to be doing. So we can easily just destroy all the linked targets and kill everything. But then 3 points of transcendence, so our buffer accuracy about 38% and our critical damage for 27%. Really, really good. Then 2 points of alacrity. I had to get down to the bottom, so this is just a solid skill to take, because since Restless doesn't really do much, since we're already running the Phase Zerker, and they have cooldown reduction on the Phase Zerker. Then 1 point Ascendant to buff stillness of mind. Then 3 points in Laid Bare, so whenever our axe skill hits an enemy, we do 25% more damage to them. So what this is going to do, when you phase grasp an enemy and all the things get chained, all the chain targets take 25% more damage on top of what do harm is already doing. Then 3 points of Rasp, we get 20% more gun damage, and then 20% more when we pop our action skill, so even more damage. And 3 points in Awakening, so it's going to be buffing do harm up a lot, so we're doing even more damage with the ties that bind. 1 point of Remnant, because Remnant's always nice to have, especially on something like the Yellow Cake. The Overkill Orb that can spawn just straight up destroys everything. Then finally 1 point Avatar, so we can pop our phase grabs twice, and we get bonus rush attacks, which is going to give us more gun damage, more cooldown rate, and more status effect chance, more reload speed, and it's just synergizing so well. So that is the build I'm going to be running for Guardian and Takedown. As we've seen before, most Guardians do have mainly shock health bars, so if you want to run a little bit more shock, or you want to run like a shock old god, that is definitely something you can do. That is what I wanted to make this build for. It is very interchangeable on whatever you want to do, and it is very effective in every single way. This is one of Amara's best builds. Phase Zerker and Ties That Bind right now is currently just utterly destruction on Amara, and it for sure is going to help you get through this new Takedown. But I really hope you guys enjoyed the build. Like I said, it is located in my Discord channel if you'd like to download it. The link for the Discord will be in the description. So if you download the build, enjoy the video, find it helpful. Anyway, remember to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out, and I truly appreciate it. I cannot wait for June 4th. I am very hyped to have the game be way more balanced than it is currently, and the Takedown seems to be very fun, and it's going to be way more of a challenge. But that's all for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.